Hey guys, Neil with Aviator Q here. Welcome back to another episode. On today's video, we're going to be doing a fun surf and turf. Why? Because Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, and if you're like me, you've either forgotten or procrastinated. So we're going to knock this out. We're going to save your butt from the doghouse. Normally I like to close these intros off by saying sit back, relax, and welcome aboard, but today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to say sit back, relax. I got you. We're going to have some fun with this one. Alright guys, so surf and turf, right? It sounds elegant, it sounds like it's this well-planned, well-thought-out, put-together meal, when really, we're just winging it here. We're just pulling ourselves out of jam because we've forgotten Valentine's Day, right? So we're going to set up this whole meal. I'm going to just do it down and dirty. I'm going to try to avoid lengthy explanations. We're going to try to keep the budget in mind, and we're going to knock this out of the park so you guys can stay out of the doghouse. Alright, so to get this meal going, we're going to start with the surf first, right? The easiest, most uncomplicated thing to do is get you a bag of frozen shrimp, okay? This is from Food Line. It's the small shrimp. It's on sale this week. It's 61 to 70 shrimp per pound. Make sure that you find something, I don't know if there's a glare, get the easy peel deveined, okay? So what that is they've already been kind of split deveined. Shrimp kind of are like the roaches of the sea, right? They eat all the bottom stuff. If you get fresh, undeveined, there's basically you're taking the intestinal line out, right? It takes time. It's not hard to do. Didn't think about this when I was starting the video here, but if you go that route, they make things like this. It's a deveiner. Like you put the shrimp in there and you squeeze it, and when you squeeze it, it lifts that thing out. I didn't think about that for the video, but get the deveined, easy peel deveined. It'll save you a lot of time and money, right? So we want to get these marinating, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, they're deveined. They've got a little bit of shell on there. We're going to want to get there. We're going to get the shell off, and then we're going to get a marinade going. All right, gentlemen, first step. If the shrimp is frozen, you can't peel it. Take your frozen shrimp, throw whatever you're going to cook into a colander. I'm going to put about half the bag on there, so that's going to be roughly a half a pound of shrimp to go with my steaks. Take that, run it under cold water for about 5 minutes. Only cold water. Hot water might start to cook them. So as the shrimp's thawing out, we need to start thinking about what we're going to do for a marinade. I went down the spice aisle today and I found something I really want to try. I found the McCormicks Grill Mates marinade. These things there's 15 different flavors on the spice aisle. They're about $1 a pack. It tells you right on the back of the pack what you're going to need and how to do it. For this one, it says 1/4 cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, and then just add the shrimp. We're going to make it a little bit more islandy. I'm going to spice it up a little bit. We're going to add 1/4 cup of rum. We're going to add, I was thinking about lime juice. I don't have any, so we're just going to go with some lemon juice. They don't have They don't have apple cider vinegar on the islands. They do have citrus. I don't have any brown sugar. That's what I would probably use to mix it up, but I'm going to substitute that with some honey. And still going to add the oil because that'll help kind of mix everything. I'm going to go with grapeseed oil. Guys, if you have not used grapeseed oil, it's a very, very, very good product. That size bottle, that's a 2-liter bottle of grapeseed oil is about twice that much for extra virgin olive oil. It's got a high flash point. It's actually got a higher flash point, or smoke point rather, than the extra virgin olive oil, and it's cheaper. So we're going to add that all together. I'm going to whisk it all together. We're going to get that marinade ready, and then that's what we're going to put on top of the shrimp and have it marinate. Now, if you don't want to go through all that hassle, I've got an even easier solution. Get you a bottle of Kraft or whatever kind you want of Italian dressing. Put your shrimp in there, put them in a Ziploc bag, fill this up on top of the shrimp, kind of toss it around. Nothing is cheaper and easier and more delicious than marinating with Italian dressing. I don't know what it is, but it's always a great standby. The shrimp's finished and thawing. We're going to start cleaning them off, getting them in a colander, and then we're going to add the marinade. All right, to start to peel these easy peel shrimp, if you look, that's the shrimp. That outer side kind of comes off, and you just kind of grab it and work the way out. You can throw the skin in the trash can. If you guys look, I don't know if you guys can see that. See that brown vein? That's the vein. That one obviously was not deveined, but you just kind of grab it and pull it out. You don't want to leave that in there. That's basically the intestinal. That's basically the intestinal tract, guys. It's the shit line. I don't know if you guys can see that. So you just pull those out, throw them in. You'll rinse them one more time before you kind of start to marinate them. If you have gloves, gloves would be a great thing to wear. It would keep your hands from smelling shrimpy and fishy. If you don't have gloves, wash them up after you're done, and then take some lemon juice or any kind of citrus juice and kind of sprinkle it on your hands or kind of rub it. That lemon scent will kind of clean off the fishiness. I'm going to get the rest of these peeled up, and we'll show you getting them in the marinade. Alright, for the marinade, we're going to want to add 1/4 cup of rum. We would want to add 2 tablespoons of some kind of sweetener. Like I said, we're going with honey. We're just going to add a good glob. Equal amounts of lemon juice. And to that we'll add we'll stir in the seasoning packet, stir it all up, throw it in a bag, throw the shrimp on top of that, and get it marinating. Shrimp into the bag. Marinade into the bag. So we got the shrimp marinating in the fridge. That's awesome. Next thing we want to think about is vegetable prep. Are we going to go with fresh vegetables? We're going to go with a frozen vegetable. Obviously, you don't want to go with canned vegetable, guys. This is Valentine's Day, not like a Tuesday evening hamburger helper or something like that. But even though I do love canned vegetables and hamburger helper. The easy thing to do if we do frozen vegetables, guys, get you a bag that steams in the bag. This is just some bird's eye, steam fresh, cooks in the bag. If you can read this side up and pick me here, read how long it is, throw it in the microwave. When it comes out, you rip it open, dump it out, put it into a bowl, put a little bit of butter in there, season light, a little bit of salt, you're done. What we're going to do today, however, is we're going to do some fresh asparagus. We're going to throw it on the grill probably. So let me show you how to prep some fresh asparagus. So with fresh asparagus, you have I guess what you would call a leafy end, and you would have like a stemmy or a woody end. The end of it can get kind of tough and chewy, so you want to kind of break some of it off. The easiest thing to do is just grab near the top, grab near the bottom, and just kind of give it a quick bend. Wherever it wants to break, it will. Save the bottom, stick the top, or save the top. Excuse me, stick the bottom in a throwaway. You just kind of go through wherever it wants to break, it breaks. If you compost, save that stuff for a compost. You're going to get all that prepped up so it's ready to go when it's time to prep it and throw it on the grill. So to finish that vegetable prep, I'm going to grill the asparagus. To do that, you could make a foil pack. I like to make an open air foil pack so the smoke and everything can get in. What I did was pretty much take 3 sheets of aluminum foil and the box to my glove and kind of loosely fold it up around the box. That kind of gave me the shape, and then I just kind of mashed it all together where it has some sides. We're going to saute the asparagus in the grill. We're going to get some oil on it, some seasoning on it. A little bit of butter. We're going to throw that in the tin foil, get it ready for the grill. Alright, so for the sauteed mushrooms, we're going to start out with a half of a red onion. I'm going to get a little bit of oil in the pan. This is just grapeseed oil. A half of diced red onion. To those onions, we're going to add 2 pieces of thick cut bacon that's kind of chopped up. And we're going to get that sauteed. As soon as it starts heating up, we're going to put the mushrooms on it. Alright guys, let's talk about the steaks. For today's cook, we're going to be using those filet mignons that we pieced out the other night in the video of the beef tenderloin. If you guys don't want to go with filet mignon, I would suggest maybe going with like a ribeye or New York strip, something nice like that. Since the filet is such a lean cut of meat, we're going to be wrapping it in some bacon. So we're going to get those out. We're going to get them wrapped in bacon. We're going to get them on the grill. Alright, so we got the charcoal going. I just put a piece of pecan chunk on there, and we just laid the asparagus on. The asparagus is going to go on first. Start the steaming process. We're going to close the lid up. Start that cooking process. While that's going, we're going to go inside and we're going to start the mushrooms. So now that the asparagus is on, we're going to put fire to the to start the mushrooms. Again, in the pan, that was a little bit of oil, the half a diced red onion, and diced bacon. We're going to bring that up, start to let that caramelize. Then we're going to come in with the sliced, pre-washed mushrooms, and then add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce on top of that and let that kind of saute in. As soon as that kind of starts working its way in, we're going to get the steaks out on the grill and let that start to come up temperature. We're going to do a reverse sear on that, and we'll show you that when we get that on the grill. Alright guys, we sauteed those onions down. We just dumped the mushrooms in, put a little tab of Kerrygold butter on, and then just to add a little seasoning, we're going to put a little Worcestershire sauce on it. That'll add some color and some beefiness and kind of bring it just all around good. So the caramelization from the onions and the bacon kind of worked on it. Then when we added the mushrooms and the Worcestershire sauce, it's kind of started to deglaze everything. That's where all that beautiful color is coming from. We're just going to let that cook down, let some more water come out of those mushrooms. Boiling a little hard, we're just going to slow it down a little bit harder. We're going to cover it up. While that's kind of working, we're going to get the shrimp that we pre-marinated into a pan. We're not going to fire the pan yet. We just want to start it getting ready. So I'm going to take just everything that we did earlier, all that marinade and everything, and the shrimp. I'm just going to dump everything into the pan. I'm just going to cook it in the marinade. All that rum and citrus and flavor, just all going to go in the pan. And in a minute, it'll be the last thing we do, because the shrimp only takes a few minutes to cook. We're going to get that shrimp going. Alright guys, so we're losing just a little bit of daylight here. So we got the asparagus going on. It's had about a 5-minute head start. We're just going to kind of move that over to the side. And I'm going to get my steaks ready for an indirect sear, or reverse sear. So we're just going to put them on the off side, off in the back, let them start coming up to temperature. When they get to about 90 degrees, 100 degrees or so, we're going to move them back over top of the flame and continue that cooking process. Do apologize for the light. I just ran out of daylight. Alright guys, we just temped the fillets. They're about 95 degrees each. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip them and we're going to set them right on the coal for about a minute. What that's going to do, that's really going to start to fire the steaks. We're going to let that go for about a minute on each side. We're going to pull it off back to the indirect side and see how it's temping out. We might then need to refire it, but we're just going to try to bring them up to about 120 and let them carry over to about a nice medium rare. Alright, there's 1 minute. We're going to flip them over. Try not to get the bacon. I'm going to put it on a different spot. Alright guys, that's been about a minute. I'm going to flip them back on the back side and go indirect with them. Actually, I'm going to stay on that side because that side's a little done. More done. Yeah, this side is definitely a little more done. I'm going to give them just a minute to kind of rest here while I check them on the temperature. There's 112. 119, 120. So I'm going to go just a few, maybe another more minute on this side. Let that go maybe one more, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds more. Give it a flip, 30 seconds more, and retemp it. I'm kind of wanting to get around 120, 125, let them carry. 120 would probably be great. Alright, those hit their temperature. I'm going to pull them off of the grill, let them start to sit, and then we're going to fire the shrimp. So we just pulled the steaks off. The steaks are resting. We just put fire to the shrimp. We're going to bring that up on a medium heat. Shrimp only takes a little bit of time. When it starts to turn that pinkish orange color, we're going to flip them. Maybe 2 minutes each side, and it should be done. Like I said, this is just the concoction of all the marinade. We're going to cook it right in the marinade, because it's got all that good rum and lemon juice and all that stuff in there, so we're just going to cook it just like that. Alright guys, so about 4 minutes on medium heat, and you can tell that they've all kind of got that pink color to them. All the grayness is gone, so we're going to call that good. We're going to turn it off and start plating up. So here's our finished product, guys. We got the asparagus out, we got the steak, mushrooms, and shrimp in the back. If you guys can see, the steak turned out to almost a perfect medium. Maybe medium rare, but like I said, almost a perfect steak for us. Alright, so that was the quick down and dirty of the filet mignon Valentine's Day special. Like I said, it was kind of I didn't go over too much detail, tried to keep brief on everything, but that was the full cook for the whole meal. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you're like me and you forgot about Valentine's Day, I hope this quick meal idea will get you guys out of hot water, save Valentine's Day. Appreciate you guys watching. If you like the content, click this like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video here at Aviator Q. See you. Alright, so let's talk about the steaks. It's Valentine's Day. We can't just go with any cheap old steak. We got to go with something nice. We got go take a bath.
No.
Alright guys, let's talk about the steak. We can't go with...
I dare you to say filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Mignon.
That's how you spell it.
No, it's not.
Shut up. That's how fucking Siri said. I said, how do you spell filet mignon? And that's what came back.
That is not what came back.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Steak's all prepped up. Get some bacon wrapped around the filet since they're a real lean cut. Alright guys, let's talk about the steaks. We want to go all out on this meal. We don't want to use something ordinary. Seriously.
What's bothering you now?
Just nails over there. She's got her nails done, but she's talking.
It's probably clenching today. Leave the old lady alone.